Hi, and good evening. Welcome to 1061, streaming live from Los Angeles, California. I'm Dr. Jeff, and today we're going to talk about perception. Perception is thought. What do you think about something that you see or do or hear? You know, for example, if you're a man and you meet a beautiful woman, when you look at her, what goes through that mind of yours is called perception, the thought, the first thought that comes to you. In business and success and failure, what is the outcome, what becomes the outcome of that perception is of vital importance. Because your first thought that you see or do helps you in your endeavors to achieve the ultimate excellence in your life. I'm going to relate a story so that you could understand perception more to what I am talking about. I suppose you know what are cannibals. Cannibals are human beings who eat flesh, especially human flesh. Now, if you understand what I'm saying about cannibals, and if you feel that cannibals don't have perception of life, because a cannibal eating another human being basically has no perception at all whatsoever. But in this story, you will take the story in this text and look at the story, and by the time I end the story, you will understand what is perception. This is a story about a family of cannibals, and it starts off with father and son cannibal. Of course, the father was about maybe reaching his third quarter of his life, and the son was in his first quarter of his life. Remember in my last episode, I talked about the 4 quarters of life. So, what does a cannibal do in his daily life? They go hunting. Okay? They hunt for flesh, because the way to survive during the cannibals' time is to eat flesh. So what the cannibals will do is they will build traps every 200 yards or so in the jungle and cover the traps with twigs, and they leave the traps overnight, and the next morning they will go and check the trap one by one. So the father and son laid those traps. Follow me so far? One trap every 100 yards or 200 yards. So the next day, father and son cannibal, they went and they started looking at the traps. The traps are exactly the goals in your life. You build a trap to catch something. In life, when you set goals, you need to actually achieve those goals. So, one day goes by, father and son cannibal, they check the trap. Maybe 20 to 30 traps in the jungle over a mileage of, say, a mile or 2. First trap, nothing. They go on to the second trap, nothing. By the time they reach the 20th trap, there was nothing in the traps. So, what happens now? You get a whole bunch of hungry cannibals. The family in the family, and the father and the son. 3 days go by, and now you got 2 hungry cannibals on the hunt, and a whole family waiting for food. Life is like that. What you perceive life will actually draw you to that perception. But by the 5th day, there was 2 hungry, real hungry cannibals. So now what happens? The father slows down. Remember, in your 3rd and 4th quarter of your life, your body begins to slow down. But the young son, he's 25 years old, he's all energetic and he's so enthusiastic about what he's going to see in the next step. But that's life predicates. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. So it's a perception of failure, success, loss, victim, and everything. It is your thought of what actually is going to happen. So now, father and son go back on the same track, but this time, the father is way ahead. Way ahead. I'm sorry, the son is way ahead and the father is slowing down. Because you know, when you reach the third quarter of your life, age catches up. So if you don't prepare on the first quarter and second quarter and prepare and achieve goals, this is what happens. By the time the son had reached the 10th or the 15th trap, the father was way, way behind. Finally, when the father reaches up to the 10th trap, the son is already on the last trap. That's maybe about a quarter mile ahead. So the son now, he bends down quietly, pushes the shrubs aside, and he looks inside, and he said, "Wow, they have caught something." So that was food for the family. You understand? You follow me so far? Good. The son was so excited. He began to shout. He began to scream. He said, "Father, Father, come quick. We have caught food. We got something in the trap." So as father, with a push of excitement, with a push of effort, the father slowly started climbing up to the last trap. Now, the father opens the trap slowly. And what he sees inside? What do you think he saw inside? His thought, perception. What do you think he saw inside? It's of vital importance in life. In life, success, failure. It's very, very important what you are thinking, what you are feeling. The father looked inside. And the son was so excited. He was screaming. He was shouting. He said, "Dad, Dad, Dad, come." The father looked back inside. And what he visualized, or what he saw, was a beautiful, naked, young woman. I know what's going in your mind. But let's see what's the outcome of this perception. So what happens? The son says, "Father, Father, come. Let's tie her up. Let's grab her. Tie her up. String her up. And take her home. And ask Mom to cook her for dinner." The father said, "Yes, yes, son, I agree with you. Come on, help me. Let us tie her up." His energy, from being an old man now, he's pretty young. He says, "Let's tie her up. Let's take her home and cook Mom for dinner." Two people looking at the same thing at the same time have two perceptions in life, two thoughts. Sometimes when you in life, when you face an opportunity, sometimes in life when you have a chance to achieve the utmost excellence in your life, you miss it. The reason why you miss it is because, by God, you didn't get the best perception of what it could have done for you, the situation. You know what I mean? So let us look at it very, very, in a way that, for example, you remember when God called on Moses and said, "Take my people to the to the freedom, to take my people to the promised land. And Moses said, who am I, God? In the first place, Moses looked at God, and he had a wrong perception. What did he said to God? Who am I? So in life, you should ask yourself, who am I? But if you were created to achieve the utmost in life, it is the perception of what you want to do, how you want to succeed in life, and how you will make that journey to succeed is of vital importance in your success in life. It is all about perception. As I said, if you look at a beautiful woman and then you perceive her to be ugly, or she perceives you to be ugly, what will be the outcome of that situation? It is all about positive perception. What I'm trying to tell you is, when you look at an opportunity, you look at a business, or you look at your school books, and if you look at your mathematics books and it says, oh God, I hate this. You don't like arithmetic? This is perception. To all the people out there, you might be facing difficulties. You might be facing oppression by your government. You may be facing many a difficulty. For some of my people back home, you know, I hear people whining and complaining that they cannot achieve success in life because the government says this and the government does that. It is not for you to ask what you can do for the government or what the government can do for you, but it is for you to ask what you can do for yourself. You must make and perceive that you can succeed in a situation where you can overcome any obstacle. This is my time for perception. So it is now for you to look at yourself into a mirror and perceive what you want of the person that you are looking at. Look into the mirror and say, I want to be something. I want to achieve something. That's all about perception. Thank you. And for watching 1061, streaming live from Los Angeles, California. When I return, I will have two guests who will sit next to me. And we're going to ask them. One is an investment banker, and the other is a professional networker, successful man, both very, very successful, out of Asia, and you will realize what is their perception of the whole thing. Thank you. Streaming live, 1061 TV from Los Angeles, California.